Do 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 do. Hello. Hello. How's it going? Can you guys hear me? Let's just get that out the way. Can you hear me? Hello? Hey. Toby, Jen, Floof. Save the bees. Yo, what's up? You need to see, make sure everything is in order. Let me adjust this real quick, because the chat box may not be exactly the way I want it. Let's see. Okay, that's good enough. See there. Hi, how's it going? It's time to talk RWBY. Is slow mode on? It is. Okay. Make sure I'm not crazy. Okay, it's 368 in here right now. Last time it was up to 1,000. We'll see how this goes. I see you, Dashy. How you doing? Sup? Long day. But hopefully this stream goes well and I'll feel better. Kind of a rough one today, but can't complain too much about it. We'll get started here in a second. Oh, look, it's Yang. I have Yang as my thumbnail and my first slide here. Good. What can I talk about while I wait a couple minutes for people to get in here? Let's see. Volume 8 is almost over. We got one more episode. Super chat. So if Yang is dead, will they rename the show RWBY? Well, we'll talk about whether Yang is dead. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat, Sigma. We'll talk about whether Yang is dead later on. Don't want to spoil it, Don't want to give it away too early, But we'll talk about that. All right, I'll wait a couple more minutes. It's 4:41. When it hits like 500, I'll just start talking about and get into the groove. But I'm glad everyone's in the chat. We're gonna have a conversation about the chat in a second here. What are your thoughts on here? Okay, let's do this. If you liked chapter 13, give me a hell yes. If you didn't like chapter 13, give me a hell no in the chat. Or just a no and yes. Please. We'll do that. Looking. You can just replace Yang with Ilya and everything will be cool. My day has been okay. I can't complain too much. It was hell no, hell yes, hell no. This is good. I'd laugh if opening. Whoa, shit went too fast. My bad. Let me check the super chat real quick. I saw the super chat, but it went super fast. I laugh if the opening goes from RWBY to RWBY. They don't have the balls. All right, the 500 people in here. All right, let's just start. Let's just get this thing started. All right, before so yeah, most people, yes, and okay, so it's kind of mixed. That's good. I'm glad that it's mixed. I'm glad that there are people who liked it and the people who didn't like it. I'm glad that's the case. And that leads me into this topic here. It was brought to my attention, and I later confirmed it, that there were people in the chat last stream who were how do I say this? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, that's right. Being a dick. All right. There are people who are being assholes in the chat for various different reasons. Some of them didn't like the opinion of others, and some people just want to be disrespectful and clownish. I think I'm partially to blame for that, because I never really addressed this kind of stuff out in the open. I certainly didn't think that there would be 1,000 people in the chat last time. So this is what I'll say. Don't do that. Please. I don't think I have to break down how to not be a dick, right? You know how to not be a dick. Like, if you have to think about it, should I type this in the chat? Then you probably shouldn't. There's nothing I hate more than people who can't accept other people's opinion, one, who call somebody out their name or be disrespectful because they don't agree. I mean, that's like some RWBY Reddit stuff, and you know how I feel about RWBY Reddit. So please don't be like that. The mods have free range to kick out whoever wants to be a jackass or an asshole. I mean, it's really not that. I promise you, it's not that hard. It's not hard to not be a dick. You can debate and have conversations and disagree about certain things in the show without being a clown. It's really not that hard. All right, enough of that. Oh, there's 580 people in the chat. Anyone else who comes in, just let them know in the chat my thoughts about that. Be not dicks. Be nice. It's really not that hard. Okay. So let's just start. This is how I'm going to do this. Let's just start from the top of this chapter, because a lot of the stuff that happened in this chapter works towards Yang falling. So let's just start there and see how it goes. It says 594 in the chat. All right, so super chat. Let's see. Let's see. Super chat reads, I hate it because it's awfully a fake out, like with Weiss, Penny, and Cinder. And if I can't care over someone's potential death, then why am I even invested? Yep, thanks for super chat. I hear you. It's definitely, I've seen a lot of that. Some people think it's definitely a fake out. I'll get to that here in a second. All right. So let's just start. Alrighty, let's start with the first slide. Boom. So they're heading to Vacuo using the freaky magic doors. Why Vacuo? Well, that's a question they don't really answer in the show. If the answer to the question is because Emerald told them that would be Salem's next target, then fine. But why not just have that in the show? Why not have a scene where Emerald says, "Oh, by the way, Salem's next target is Vacuo"? I mean, it wouldn't take that long to have a scene like that. It would be very quick just to have one line where Emerald says that. Then again, if that's where Salem's going, and that's why you're going to Vacuo, why the hell would you take the people of Mantle and the people of Atlas to Vacuo if you know that's where Salem's next target is? Hey guys, you know that crazy lady with the whale who just attacked you? Well, guess what? We're taking you where she's going next. Isn't it great? Doesn't really make sense. They probably should have took the civilians to maybe Mistral or Argus. Probably Argus. Maybe Argus. One of the two. Maybe farther away from Atlas. Take them to somewhere, some city in Mistral, somewhere. But not freaking Vacuo if that's where she's going next. Why take her to the desert? Why take them to the desert if that's where she's going next? I don't understand that. Does anyone remember Yang's semblance? I do. When she gets hit, she gets stronger. Did the writers remember? I don't know. You have to ask them via Twitter, maybe. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. They're going to Vacuo via magic doors made by the blue guy in the damn staff, right? So then next, look at the freaking comedy bit here, John. All right, so next, we have John. He's stepping out of the portal to talk, and because their plan is to use the portals to spread the word to all the citizens about Atlas on foot. So they're gonna have John and Nora spread the word to all the folks outside of the in Mantle and Atlas and tell them to head through the portal. Right, that's the plan here. And Emerald, we'll talk about Emerald. We'll talk about Emerald here in a second. Oscar, Ren, and Emerald head through the portal to Vacuo to protect the people who are traveling into Vacuo, right? So let's stop right there. Because we have to talk about Emerald real quick. Let's talk about Emerald. Just what the hell are they doing with Emerald? What's going on here? She went from being Cinder's simp to being part of the gang with no explanation. When I say no explanation, I mean no explanation from her. Everyone else seems to be speaking for her. Ren said she was scared. Oscar said she wasn't with Salem anymore. But Emerald has never said why she's abandoning the love of her life. She's been blindly following Cinder this whole time, but now she's not about that life? Why? I'm confused as to why they haven't just had the character come out and say why she's joining the good guys. I mean, everyone else is. Ren said why he thinks she's scared. Oscar said that she's not with Salem, but she hasn't yet opened her mouth this volume. What's with her hair? I have no idea. That's kind of weird. The flopping is kind of weird. Yeah, it doesn't look natural at all. I don't know what's going on with that hair. Super chat from Smith Black. Remember they like anime. Yang probably just I don't know that character from One Piece. I don't watch One Piece, so I'm not even going to pronounce that. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, so I'm not sure why they haven't had the character just come out and say in this volume why she left Cinder. Doesn't make any sense to me why they wouldn't do that, but whatever. Of course, we can make some assumptions. So, like, after hearing what Salem's true plan was, she can't go down this route anymore. Now that she's seen the light, she no longer wants to follow Cinder. That's fine. But we shouldn't have to make those assumptions. They should just have a scene where Emerald tells us why she wants to leave Salem and Cinder. I mean, she's been following Cinder for all these goddamn years, so I mean, we deserve some explanation from the character herself. And that should have happened this volume. So I'm not sure why that didn't happen. Maybe during chapter 11, when everybody was running their mouth about their feelings and stuff, there was a lot of talking in chapter 11. Maybe that should have been the chapter where Emerald tells us why she decided to leave Cinder and Salem. We can make some guesses, some logical guesses, but I think it's important that the character says that herself and give her that character moment, but that just never happened. Curious what she'll do when she sees Cinder again. Yeah, I'm curious as well. Allie, I'm not sure why they didn't. I thought we were going to get that this volume, but apparently not. And why didn't Emerald warn them about Cinder? In fact, why wasn't anyone worried about Cinder? I mean, they had to have known that Cinder and Neo was on the loose. Emerald had to have told them. So why were they all kind of like crossing their fingers and hoping Cinder didn't show up instead of like being more on guard for Cinder? I don't know. It's a cartoon. Yeah, she flips on Cinder, but they don't really go into why. Interesting. Especially since she was a simp the whole time, so I don't understand why they did that. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know. So next we have absolute chaos. So they're evacuating everyone, and Cinder shows up and blows innocent people off the platform, which was actually great. I didn't mind that at all. If you're going to cause chaos, then do it big. Kill some people. Knock some people off the platform. Our hero should have been looking out for Cinder, but whatever. She's you can pick her out of a crowd easily. She's the only one with a freaking hood, with the freaking grim arm, but whatever. Whatever. So then Cinder reveals that she knew what their plan was, and we get a flashback. Cinder apologizes to Neo for not keeping up her end of the bargain. Oh, look, development, guys. And Cinder says if she hands over the relic of knowledge, she'll give Neo RWBY. So if Neo hands over the relic of knowledge to her, then she'll then hold up her end of the bargain and give Neo RWBY. Neo then gives Cinder the relic again, completing this shit show of a cycle. Neo steals the relic from Oscar, gives it to Cinder. Cinder gives it to Salem. Neo takes it from Salem, and then gives it back to Cinder. I don't know how in the hell that happened, where you have a cycle like that in your narrative. I don't know how you can pull that off. It's just so bad. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. You have a character, give something to a character, steal it from someone else, and then give it back. Like, they had to have known that was stupid. They had to have known that they could tell a better story than that. That's a terrible sequence. I don't understand why or how that even happened. I just don't understand how they could let that happen. Neo should have threatened Cinder from the get-go. Like, okay, I got your relic. Now give me RWBY. Period. She shouldn't have to give the relic to come to that realization if she really wanted RWBY dead. I'm not sure how she trusted her. I'm not sure how that came about. I'm not sure how she trusts her at this point. She gave her the relic here. I don't know how you could possibly trust Cinder now. Neo is trash. She is a plot device who doesn't talk. And the show would be better off if they just get rid of her, because they don't know what they want to do with her. Her sole purpose is to make Cinder's storyline more interesting, according to the writers. That's why she's in the show, to make Cinder's storyline more interesting. And it's not working. She's just a bad plot device, and it's just really, really bad. I mean, this volume just kind of puts on display how bad this character is. So please just kill off Neo while you have the chance, because she's not an actual character. That's why she trusts Cinder here. The reason why she trusts Cinder here is because she's not an actual character. So Cinder then summons Jin, and the question is, what is RWBY's plan? That's what Cinder's question is. And I was kind of salty, because I truly believe that someone was going to use the relic to find out where the beacon relic was. I was sure that was going to be the question eventually, but that didn't happen, which is kind of disappointing. She's just there to be cute because the fans like her. Correct. She's back in the show because Neo is here because enough fans complained at the panel, and according to Miles, they decided that Neo would make Cinder's storyline more interesting, so that's why she's here. It's really crazy. Next, wait, did I? Oh, I went too far, didn't I? Yep, I went too far. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, so next they showed how they utilized the info from Jin to screw over our heroes. And there were some good moments in there, you know. You did it too? What did you do? Yes, yeah, the question was very disappointing. This is something that almost everyone from the fandom agrees with for once. Oh, really? I haven't been on Reddit, so everyone agrees that the question was disappointing? I thank you for that. Oh yeah, I didn't know. This volume, thanks for super chat, Ronaldo. This volume is worse than volume 2 and volume 5 confirmed. I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far. Let's just wait see how this volume wraps up. This volume might not even be worse than volume 7. Because for my list, the volume 5 is the worst. The volume 7 is the second worst. So we'll see where this volume lands. We'll see. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, so Jin tells them what RWBY's plan was, and they show us how Cinder used that knowledge to screw over our heroes, right? And there were some good moments in there, like Watts using the android to try to blow them up. That was fine. Watts, a lot of what Watts did this chapter was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. There were some fine moments. Rip to Bill. Oh, he died, huh? Yeah. Poor Bill. Well, maybe they all didn't die because Neo just knocked out that one guy. Some of them were knocked out. If you go back and look at that scene, there's no blood. There is no blood at all. So some of them just might be knocked out. So what was the purpose of this flashback scene? Well, basically the purpose of this flashback sequence was to show the viewers that Cinder has learned something, guys. She's finally learned. Whether it makes sense or not, she's learned something. She learned that she can't just use people for her own selfish goals and expect them to all be fine and all fall in line. What else did she learn? She learned that everyone is not a simp like Emerald. So she learned that. What else did she learn? She also learned that she needs to work towards everyone's goals and not just her own. Offer something to your partners in crime and then follow through. She even starts talking like Salem. Like when she talked to Watts, she's like, "Watts, you deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve this, Arthur." So it's all like very like, okay, look guys, the character's learning, she's growing, she's changing in a way. You guys say she never changes, so here you go, right? That's what the purpose of this sequence was. Super chat from Smith Black. Why would Cinder use a lamp? Isn't Salem gonna be mad since she has to wait another 100 years? Here's the thing. I don't think Cinder gives a shit about Salem anymore. I could be wrong, but I think the writers are gonna go the extra mile and have Cinder break away from Salem here in a second and go her own way. We'll see how that goes if they do that. But I think, like, if you watched my last video on Cinder that I put out last week or a few days ago, some time ago, my latest video on Cinder, the latest one, I said that it appears that Cinder is going to be separating herself or breaking away from Salem here soon. So it would make sense in that regard if she doesn't give a damn about Salem that she would use the relic. But then again, Watts is on board with it. So, Watts is all about that. Thanks for the super chat. Mumbler, thank you. Oh, Neutral Force, appreciate the super chat. Honestly, that little Cinder progression should have happened way back in Volume 4. Everything with Cinder should have happened after Volume 4. Everything. You are right. That was her best volume, Volume 4. She was quiet. And she was supposed to have some development there. I thought she was changing. But she came out the same freaking character, unfortunately. And that's what started my whole ranting on Cinder. That's when I knew that she was the worst character in the show. After Volume 4 into Volume 5, when I realized there was no development, there was no change, there was no growth in that character. So, as far as this character development with Cinder, was it well executed? Oh God, no. I mean, you can't just have Cinder go from crying to this. I mean, she goes from crying to Cinder, like we go from Cinder crying to Cinder and Watts confronting Neo, and it's just kind of weird. Like, Cinder and Watts should have had another scene together after she got yelled at. There should have been some kind of conversation, some type of scene that shows the progression, that shows the direction they're going with her, but they just didn't do it. So she just went from crying to, oh, we're on the same page now. And it's kind of weird how they skipped over that. We're just supposed to believe that her getting yelled at made everything fall in place in her head. Like, everything clicked after that. But I don't buy it at all. Honest question, what makes a good enough villain for you? That's an interesting question. What do you mean, what makes a good enough one? A villain that, like, when they come on the screen, I feel that there's actual stakes. That's a good villain. When a villain that comes on the screen, I feel like, oh, something might happen. Like, something bad might actually happen to our heroes or to the protagonist. When there's suspense, you know, when a character comes on screen and there's actual, like, weight to the character, and there's actual stakes in the show, then yeah, that's a good villain. But that's a longer question. That would take. Go watch my video on I did a video on this. The video I did on Salem where I said it's called RWBY the Big Bad. Watch that video. I kind of go into it in that video. It's short, not long, very short, like 6 minutes. I talk about the big bad in Salem, and I kind of go into what makes a good villain in that video. Thanks for Tube Chat again, Mumbler.org. Appreciate you. Okay, where was I? I was talking about something else. Okay, I think I know where we're at. So we cut back to Cinder fighting Team RWBY. And Team RWBY seems to be struggling. So I guess the Aesops really were trash. Cinder thanks Team RWBY for teaching her one last lesson. And the lesson was, sometimes if you want to win, you can't do it alone. Sometimes if you want to win, you can't do it alone. And I'm just like, who wrote that line? Because it just doesn't work. I mean, am I off? Like, what's happening here with that line? One last lesson? What other lesson have you learned from Team RWBY, Cinder? Please tell me. What lesson did you learn before? If this is the last lesson, what lesson did you learn previously from Team RWBY? What? I'd love to know. Maybe I think people in the chat would love to know as well. What are you talking about? Then she says, sometimes if you want to win, you can't do it alone? Cinder, do you remember Volume 3? Where you worked with Roman, Watts, Emerald, Mercury, and most importantly, Adam? Nutriforce, that's just common sense. What's just common sense? Whatever you're saying, I agree with you. Thanks for the chat. I agree with you. 100%. But what is she even like? What? She worked with other people in Volume 3 and she won. You killed Osmond, you got the Maiden Power, and you destroyed Beacon Tower by working with other people. What is she? What? Oh yeah, that's what Fat Man said. You're right. You're right. Paper. Fat Man said. Fat Man Falling said that the gag is only the current volume is canon, and he's absolutely right. What was I thinking? Shame on myself. I should slap myself. Shame on me. After 7 volumes, this is where we're at with Cinder. This is where we're at. We're at this point with Cinder. The first antagonist. Her big gotcha line, I got you guys, is, I learned that I can't do it alone. Really? That's the big antagonist line for her? Like, that's the big moment? What did you learn? I learned that I can't do it alone. Really? That's the antagonist line? That's her big moment, her big line of the volume? I learned that I can't do it alone. This is some, like, amateurish, like, this is like some low bar stuff, guys. I can't lie. I'm sorry. Like Cinder's big takeaway, her big learning lesson. I can't do it alone. Well, bravo, Cinder. Bravo. That's the build up we're looking forward to this volume. That's it. Thank you. I'm shocked that I'm always shocked by the show. The Wolf at the Door writes, thanks for Super Chat. My Hero Academia and RWBY have some similarities that every time I read My Hero Academia, I'm consistently reminded on how good RWBY could be. Thanks for Super Chat. Yeah, there's a lot of people who compare those two shows, and yeah, they do a lot of the stuff that RWBY should be doing, like with character work and introspection, and most importantly, more world building stuff. Like the world feels more real in My Hero Academia, whereas in RWBY the world feels more fake. Especially when it comes to the profession, like Huntsman and RWBY and the heroes in My Hero Academia. That world, that hierarchy, that setup of that is way better in My Hero Academia than RWBY. Agreed. Super. A good villain is a foil, similar to a protagonist, but misguided motivations. Example: Captain Cisco. Should I know that? I'm like so not with the times. I should know who that person is. From DS9? That's probably like abbreviation for something that's obvious that I don't know. Thanks for the chat. But yeah, I don't have no problem with the foil. Like, similar to protagonists. Yeah, if done well, sure. I don't disagree with that. There are different ways to skin a cat, obviously, but ultimately, you want a character that has a weight with them, and you feel like at any point something could happen. That doesn't happen with Team RWBY. In RWBY, I was hoping that Salem was going to bring that, but they dropped the ball in this volume, and I will be doing that Salem video at the end of this volume, and boy, that's going to be a doozy. Mumbler.org, why doesn't Cinder just snipe the heroes? I don't know why. Because it doesn't work within it doesn't function in the story they want to tell. You gotta manually engage Aura, right? Then why won't? Oh yeah, you're right. Why don't they just snipe them? Well, you see, if they do that, then the show will be over. Because they set it up that Aura isn't passive. So now they can't have those moments. And we'll get to that in a second as well with Neo. Neo could have killed RWBY several times, but it doesn't happen in the obvious way because then it would be too easy. So they have to have this big setup where the hero, the antagonist, doesn't do the smart thing and take the person out, or they do like a slow build up to the person coming up behind them to the hero instead of just killing the person. Yeah, it's a whole thing. This is a writing trope. Personally, I think RWBY should take some notes on anime called Wolf Trigger. I've never seen that anime before. A lot of similarities especially with the team systems. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, they do a lot of anime homework now, so they might as well just keep. I don't know. They've been watching anime now. They've been watching a lot of anime now. They've been borrowing a lot of stuff, and it still haven't really helped. So I don't know. All right, let's move on from this and go on to Ironwood. Oh, Ironwood. Ironwood straight up murders Jock. Just straight up kills him. Why? Because he's crazy and he's evil. That's the only explanation you need, right? That's all you need to know. Neo still taking Cinder's side is lazy writing. Neo in the show at all is lazy writing. Thanks for super chat. But yeah, Neo period is lazy writing. That's all you have to do. You don't have to have any other words or line. Just Neo is lazy writing. That's what she is. She's lazy writing in herself. She's the embodiment of lazy writing. Ironwood murders Jacques Schnee because he's crazy and evil, right? I don't mind it at this point. I mean, if you're going to make him crazy, you might as well kill off characters I don't like. I don't like Jock Schnee. So go ahead and kill him. I mean, I'm not bothered. Now go kill Cinder, Neo, and Robin while you're at it. Crazy man. This is another disappointing character for me. But yeah, I've accepted it by now. So at this point, just have him kill the rest of these bad characters while you're at it. Kill Jock, kill Cinder, kill Neo, kill Robin, kill them all. I don't really care what they do with Ironwood. He'll be dead next volume. He'll be dead next chapter anyway. Who are we kidding? Winter will kill him. Time to kill Big Evil, Iron Man. I am the Iron Man, yeah, exactly. Colonel Sanders. RWBY plot drives characters, not vice versa. Agreed. Characters do whatever the plot needs them to do. They're stupid for the sake of the plot. Unfortunately, I'm not happy about it. I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be the case, but that's just how it is. So Jock's dead, and Ironwood will be dead next chapter 2. Who are we kidding? Let's move on. Oh yeah, matter of fact, let's not move on because they left his weapons right outside the cell door because they're idiots. In order for this scene to function, his weapon had to be right there outside of his freaking cell. These Heartlight dust cells are trash. Why aren't they using the cells that they put Watson at the end of Volume 7? Well, I'll tell you why. Because if they did that, they wouldn't be able to do these ass pull scenes like this, where the damn Heartlight dust come down and he can just walk right out. And they wouldn't be able to do those scenes where the captives, earlier on in the volume, they were talking to each other and they could see each other. So if they put them in the cells that had Watts in it at the end of Volume 7, they couldn't do that. So they took Watts and arrested them and moved them into these cells for the sake of those scenes. And it's just like, it just makes the characters look dumb because the cells that Watts were in, if you remember Volume 7, when Ironwood captured Watts, he put them in a different cell. And now they're not using those cells for whatever reason. I just told you the reason why. For the sake of these scenes they want to do. That's why. It's called plot convenience, Vex. Exactly. They put Ironwood in the same cell room that Cinder busted in to break out with Watts. Is it the same area or is this like a different area? I mean, yeah, it's the same type of room. Yeah, exactly. So they know that these cells aren't stable or aren't really that protective because Cinder just broke through a second ago. So why not just take them to the cells that had Watts in at the end of Volume 7? Whatever. We know why. For the sake of the scene. Let's move on, I guess. Yang's, okay, the moment you guys have all been waiting for. The reason why we're here. Let's talk about Yang's fall. Not Cinder fall, but Yang fall. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about her trip. She's fallen and she can't get up. All right, so Neo pops up with a relic on her waist because Neo is a clown and she wanted them to figure her out. She wanted them to see her. I mean, why else would she be so stupid? Why else would she walk up with the relic on her waist unless she wanted Yang to block the blow? She wanted to be seen, right? If the plan was to actually kill RWBY, she would have stabbed RWBY before Cinder popped off. But you know how this show is, characters don't do things that aren't smart. They're stupid for the sake of these scenes. They're stupid for the sake of the narrative. They're stupid for the sake of the plot. So, she couldn't do the smart thing, guys. Super chat from Lily Lane. I'm sorry, Lily Lane. That alliteration almost got me. Thoughts on whenever Cinder addressed Penny as an object, called her a tin can, her full name impersonal, an object to be used. The first time she called Penny with her name? Humanize the person she killed. I don't know. Let me think about that for a second. Oh yeah, she said she's object to be used. Humanize the person she'll kill. I don't know. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So you're saying she's gonna kill Penny. I'm not sold on Cinder killing Penny just yet. It could happen, but if it does, it'll be because. Matter of fact, thanks for super chat. I'll hold that. I'm talking about Penny. So I'm gonna get to this section. I have for Penny. So hold on for a second. I'll get to Penny and I'll answer your question there. Thanks for super chat, Lily. But we'll get to Penny. Don't you worry. I want to focus on Yang falling. But we'll get to Penny. So, yeah, like I said, if the plan was to actually kill RWBY, then she would have done that before Cinder popped off. But, that's how the show is. Yang notices Neo and jumps in front to save RWBY. No super chat. I don't buy Yang is dead for a second because RWBY is notorious for caving into fans. They are. So she jumps in front of RWBY to save her. She takes the blow, and her aura breaks because aura is only as strong as it needs to be for the scene to function. We've seen Yang take bigger hits and harder hits and more hits throughout the show, but this time her aura breaks after one hit because that's what they need for the scene. So her aura, like I said, these characters' aura, intelligence, capabilities, strength, it changes scene to scene based on what the writers need. There's no consistency in terms of power levels, in terms of their brain power, in terms of anything. It all changes from scene to scene. Yang's aura needed to break here, so it broke. Why? I don't know. It just had to happen. I've seen some more super chats rolling in here, so let me just make sure I'm not missing any of them. Here's another one. Look at RWBY's reaction when she fell. Yeah, I'll get to that too. Don't worry. So RWBY. So Yang bounces like a basketball off the platform. She hits the deck pretty hard there. And only Blake tries to save her. And she fails. I tweeted about... You guys should follow me on Twitter, by the way. I tweeted about RWBY's lack of action here. How she did nothing. Let me see if I have that. Here we go. So how she just stood there, looking all shocked when her sister was falling to her ultimate demise, potentially. I got some interesting pushback on Twitter, like always. What I tweeted was, quick, someone remind RWBY that she's a Silver Eye warrior and that she has a semblance that makes her capable of traveling at extreme velocity from one point to another by breaking herself down to her molecular components, thus negating her mass. That knowledge would come in handy if someone with a grim arm had popped up and if someone she cared about was falling. That's what I tweeted. Now, some people pointed out that it looks like she's trying to use her silver eyes here. I don't know if you guys caught this, but there's a shot where she's looking at Cinder and her eyes appear to flare up a bit. So people say, "Oh, she's going to use her silver eyes now." That might be right, maybe. I can't tell for sure if that's what's happening here. I mean, she's looking at fire. So for all we know, is this a glare from the fire when she's kind of tilts down? I have no way of knowing if this is actually her silver eyes about to activate. Okay. I will take that shot later, Dashie. I promise. I won't. Yeah, but I don't understand. You guys be the judge. You guys tell me. Is this her eyes about to activate for the silver eyes or not? Give me 1 if you believe this is silver eyes activating, and 2 if you believe it's not. It's just like glare from the fire. and people need to chill out. But mask no longer matters. Thank you, murder. Thank you. I always leave that part out. I like ending it on thus negating her mask. So I'll stop there. Seems like this is why they should use aura meters more to explain visibility for a character. Oh shit, thing went way too fast. One. So there's some ones. There's some twos. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we'll learn in the during the commentary or during the damn panels. So I got some ones. So people believe this is Silver Eyes. Sure. I missed this at first. I missed it. I confess. I didn't see it. It happens like very quick. I didn't see it. I did not see it. Wait, there's some super chats that came in. Seems like this is why they should have used the aura meters more to explain visibility, or explain visually if a character has full aura or not. So not so one shots make sense. That's why I agree. I agree with you. Agreed. Thanks for super chat. Yang can catch Adam's semblance charged sword, but not exactly. So she can catch. Thanks for super chat. So she can catch Ironwood's sword all willy-nilly, but Neo, Oregon, why did Blake have more of a reaction to her Yang dying than her own damn sister? Well, according to Twitter, it's because RWBY was, I think I may get into that here in a second, but according to Twitter, RWBY was so super shocked and taken aback that she didn't notice. Thanks for the super chat. So let's just let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide. For maybe that's what it was. Maybe she's actually activating her siblings here. Not siblings. Maybe she's actually activating her Silver Eyes. Fine. That's fine. Whatever. I can let that slide. I can let it slide. It's fine. It's no big deal. Maybe I missed it. Sure. But there's no excuse for RWBY not sprinting into action to save her goddamn sister. The excuse is that for RWBY not trying to save her damn sister, considering her semblance, is quite shocking. I mean, RWBY is capable of traveling at extreme velocity from one point to another by breaking herself down to her molecular components, thus negating her mass. So, if you negate your mass, fly your ass over there to save your goddamn sister. I mean, the excuses were off the rails. Like, oh, she froze. She was a deer in headlights. There was a lot going on. What? These characters can deflect bullets at point blank range, at almost point blank range, mid fight, but they don't have the wherewithal. They don't have the wherewithal to move their ass to save their loved ones. What? It honestly bugs me how all of the Yang focus is given to Blake here. As far as RWBY goes, RWBY gets one line while Blake gets all the three scenes. Yeah. Well, that's where they want your focus on. They want your focus to be on Blake's anguish and her emotions and losing her girlfriend, rather than RWBY. So they're going to direct you in that direction. I would prefer it be RWBY. Sure. I prefer the sister bond, but hey, that's where they want you to. That's what they want your focus to be, is on the Blake and Yang relationship. So that's what they're gonna do. Yeah, these characters can deflect bullets in mid-fight, but they can't react to save their loved ones when they're falling. There was nothing stopping RWBY from saving her sister. I don't think it's Silver Eyes in a way we think. It might backfire because we're supposed to use Silver Eyes to protect life, but RWBY reaction looks like she's angry and wants to hurt/kill Cinder. So it may have not worked at all, right? This is what you may be saying. So even if she tried to use the Silver Eyes there, it may not have worked the way she wanted to, or maybe it was working so very slowly because she wasn't trying to protect. She was trying to hurt Cinder. I can see that. We'll find out via commentary or during the panel. I'm sure we'll find out there, not in the show. Honestly, they probably did this so RWBY can blame herself for Yang's death. You think that's where they're going? And to break so I can excuse it? Okay. But I can't excuse Weiss. I'll get to Weiss in a second here. Don't you worry. Thanks for super chat. My name is Irrelevant. That's a very good name. I know I should be happy that the worst one of the 7 is gone. Of the 7. The worst of the 4 is gone, but I know she isn't. So now I'm just upset because they already did this with Weiss, but worse, they did it to serve Yellow Jacket. Let me. Okay, I'm going to address some of this here. I'm looking at my notes. So thanks for super chat. So let's just get through some of this, and I'll address the whole Thanks for super chat. Fake nudes. What? If an IRL guy can catch a foul ball at a baseball game while wearing a baby Bjorn? What I can't read for shit. What is that? A baby Bjorn? I don't know what that is. While holding nachos, RWBY could save her damn sister no problem. Oh man, that's like probably is that like a baseball thing? Like, should I know what that word is? Jesus Christ. Engineer, can't read. RWBY sees Pura die, gets civilized. RWBY sees her sister die, falls to the ground stunned. Yeah, there's, like I said, the characters are done in a way that, the previous volumes aren't really canon, and they kind of react in the moment. And it's not really it's not really consistent all the time. Where was I? Yeah, so RWBY is capable of traveling at extreme velocity from one point to another by breaking herself down to her molecular components, thus negating her mass. So she should have done something. But like I said, these characters' capabilities change depending on the scene. And if that doesn't bother you, then great. It doesn't have to. It does not. I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, this should bother people." The fact that people aren't bothered is awful. You should be mad. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just calling it out because it's bothering me. If it didn't bother you, that's great. I'm happy for you. Like I said this on Twitter again. I can't wait for Sun to pop back up from the drama for the drama. I doubt they'll do that because I think at this point the writers are scared. I doubt they'll do the whole Black Sun thing. Then again, I did predict that they would do that in my volume 6, chapter 12 review, but I don't know if they'll do that now because I think they're kind of like scared of the fandom now at this point. To me, it looks like the reflection traveling up her eyes, and she looks okay. She tilts her head down. Sure, I'm not positive on this one, so no, I don't think those are silver eyes from Dashi. Yeah, it could go either way. I didn't think it was silver eyes either, but who knows? I'm sure we can find out. They can always renege it and say, "Oh, it was." Even though it wasn't, they can always say it was. At the end of the day, and people believe it. So, I guess it depends on what they say in the panel or the commentary, because that's when we're going to figure it out. Like I was saying, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to bother you. If someone says, I said this on Twitter. Someone says, "Hey Vex, the way these writers want to tell their story requires the character's capabilities to be limited or ignored in the moment. It doesn't bother me. I'm just enjoying it. That is completely fine. That is respectable. I don't. It's a fine take. I don't make these videos or do these comments on Twitter to say, "Oh, you shouldn't be enjoying this." I'm saying I'm just pointing it out because I noticed it. If it doesn't bother you, great. You can think it was funny. Like it's perfectly, you can laugh at it. You can. But to get upset that I'm picking it out or I notice it, it's kind of silly. What's annoying are these highbrow sounding explanations that people serve up that ignore logic and ignore what we've seen in the past. Well, actually, RWBY was standing 20 feet away from the edge of the platform, so she couldn't really see how Yang was bounced off the ground, so she didn't know what angle she was falling off of. She couldn't really time it properly to go grab her. Or, well, actually, humans are allowed to be shocked, and there were deer in headlights. Dude, it's not that serious. Listen to how you sound. These trained warriors were shocked that someone got hit. These super fast fighters were slow to react. These characters who have been through hell and back were afraid in the moment. What? I mean, that's just hard for me to believe. I'm not saying you're wrong. Sure, whatever. I just don't buy it. And just don't get mad at me if I call it out. If it took me out of it, if it may have not taken you out of it, then that's great. But it bothered me or someone else, and it may take them out of it, so they want to bring it up. You don't always have to come up with some grand explanation to explain it. Sometimes it's just what it is. But if you have a strong point, I'll hear it. Like, I'll hear anybody's point. Like, for example, the whole civil rights thing. The person told me, hey, it looks like she was going to use the civil rights. I said, okay, cool. Fine. I didn't see that. Maybe it was. I accepted it. Then someone said, what did he say? Oh, do some research next time. What? Do some research? So I got to freeze frame every part of this show to catch every glare of light in someone's eyes? It's funny. It's what it is. But I know I'm not going to, like, call those people any names or anything. I mean, the people are passionate about it. But, I mean, like I said, just, it doesn't have to bother you. It's fine. I mean, it's like, just accept that someone else may not like it or someone else may call it out because it may take them out of it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Calling it now. Ruby's. Yang's mom coming for the rescue for redemption. So basically you're saying that she's going to come, Yang's mom is going to come save Yang, which is very much an option. I think I have that in my notes here. It's very much possible that Raven will be brought into the show to save Yang. Well, actually, it's just fiction, so just turn off the brain. No, I would prefer that answer. That's an acceptable answer. I would prefer that. Neutral Force, thanks for super chat. That I can accept more than. And I see you're just kidding, but I would accept that more than the people who say, well, actually, if you were paying attention, you'd see that Yang was falling in this direction, and Ruby was not. Human beings can be shocked, so that's why. Let's just chill. Thanks for the super chat. For anyone who is interested, I made that comment because World Trigger is what RWBY could be if the world and characters were at least consistent or explained. Watch that, then this, and see the potential is clear. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the generous super chat. I appreciate it. I've never even heard of that show, but then again, I haven't heard a lot of cartoons, so I'm definitely not the person to ask about that comparison. I need to watch more shit, honestly. People need to stop gaslighting people. If it doesn't bother you, that's great. But don't call me crazy because I call it out, okay? That's all I'm saying. Oh, speaking of Weiss. Weiss could have saved Yang, too, by the way. Use your glyphs, woman. That unfortunately goes both ways. Oh, it absolutely does. For sure. There are viewers that take issue with other people not calling out inconsistencies that bother them because they think it stifles change the writers could be making. I agree. It goes both ways. So you have, in one way, someone say, "Oh, I love that scene," and someone say, "Oh, you should hate it." And that's the point I'm trying to make. I have no problem if you like the scene. So it goes both ways. You're right. Some people will be annoying and say, "Oh, you shouldn't like this scene because blah blah blah." I'm like, dude, I'm just enjoying the scene. I'm enjoying what they're giving me. I like I like it. It may have bothered you, but it didn't bother me. So back off. And go both ways. Like, don't bother me because I'm enjoying it, and don't bother me because I don't like it or took me out of it. There should be open and honest discussion, and people shouldn't like hurt their souls. It seems like if you say something about RWBY that you don't like, it hurts. It burns them to their core, and you feel like a personal shot both ways. I'm like, just, you know what? There should be more crossover. Like, there should be. I feel like maybe this is my ignorance and come to fandom, but I think if there were more review channels of RWBY where there'd be someone say, all right, I like this scene, like just different range of opinions. Oh, I like this scene. Oh, I didn't like that scene. Oh, I like that. I like the writing here. I didn't like the writing here. If there were more of that crossover, I think there'd be less of this like pitting people against each other and this anger. Because it seemed like that only RWBY where, not only RWBY, but a lot of other fandoms, you have like a Star Wars, let's say you have a Star Wars review show. You have people who, some people on the panel, oh, I like this chapter. Oh, I really didn't like this chapter. And they'll debate it and they'll discuss it. And it'll be cordial. It'll be nice discussion. Maybe if we had more of that, people would be less so angry about other people's opinions going both ways. I don't know. That's just something that I think about sometimes. Like, it seems like people are just always like, oh, those people are bad, or those people are bad, or you're hurting the show by not calling it out, or you're hurting the show by telling people that scene is bad. And like, am I? Are we? It's interesting. It's bad when RWBY doesn't explain what's going on, so the fandom had to resort to making some crazy theories as to what really happened. Some things can be explained, like some things are nitpicks, like you can explain very easily, like, yeah, who cares? Like, all right, sure, that's, you can think of it why that happens, or why, and there's other things where a simple explanation would go a long way, like, just explain it really quick, and people wouldn't be so confused. And there's something like Weiss not saving Yang doesn't make much sense. RWBY not springing into action to save her sister doesn't make much sense. The fact that Blake is the only person who even tried. That's the big thing. That's the big thing here, guys. This is the big takeaway here. Hear me and hear me good. Blake is here crying over her girlfriend falling. That's fine. Okay. The biggest issue I have with this scene is not that they didn't save Yang. Is that they didn't even try. I'll say that again for the people in the back. The problem here is not that RWBY and Weiss failed to save Yang. It's that they didn't even try. RWBY, who can travel at extreme velocity from one point to another by breaking herself down to her molecular components and thus negating her mass, didn't even try. And Weiss, who has a wide range of abilities with her glyphs, who can literally walk on air because of her glyphs, didn't even try to save Yang. And it's just for the sake of the scene. So this happens like this for the sake of the scene, and it takes some people out of the show. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Let me see if I'm missing any recent or new. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Murder, it goes both ways. And people need to just like accept things come from other people. As long as you're not being an asshole, you know? I didn't like that scene. Cool. All right, I can see that. I love the scene. Cool. Don't tell me why I should hate the scene. And don't tell me why I should love the scene. I just didn't like it. Now, you can have debates and conversation within, like, you can talk about it. You can have discussions. This is why I liked it. Oh, I can see that. And this is why I didn't like it. Oh, I can see that. Cool. Simple. It's bad when RWBY doesn't explain what's going on. So the fan I already read that one. Okay, I didn't miss one. I thought I missed something. I didn't miss anything. All right, let's move on to the next phase of the discussion. So, this is what the video is about. Is Yang dead? Did she bite the bullet? Is she pushing up daisies? Is it over for Yang? Is Yang dead? Well, here's the thing. What, are you crazy? Of course she's not dead. You think they're going to kill off their most valuable asset? Their most popular character? Come on. Of course she's still alive. They're not going to kill off Barb. Are you crazy? They'll all jump down there to save her at the end of the volume, or they'll bring in Raven to use her semblance to grab Yang. She'll be fine. There's not a chance in hell that character is gone, all right? Come on. They either all jump down there or they'll use Raven to go get her, but she'll be fine. Yang fans, please be calm. in that regard. Okay, she'll be fine. They're not going to get rid of the Y in RWBY, right? It's not a chance in hell. So no worries. If they wanted to believe that someone could die, they would have had Nora or Rin fall off the damn platform, but they chose the most popular character in the show, which takes away all stakes, because you know she's coming back. So, come on, Vex. It's not like Weiss can make a glyph to indefinitely stay in the air, even if she tried. Yeah, she's brain dead sometimes for the sake of the show. Thanks for super chat, Elaine. Appreciate you. But yeah, she's fine. Yang's fine. She's fine. Now, where is she falling to? I don't know. Is this the time to reboot the show? Like, she's gonna fall into a new show? And like, how hilarious would that be if Yang falls and then Team RWBY jumps after her, and then they enter a new show, and we just forget about the whole plot line with Cinder, Salem, the Grimm, all that's over, and we enter a new show completely, a new reality, and a new show. That would be the most bold thing I've ever seen in my life, and I would actually applaud it. I would applaud that, but of course that's not gonna happen. But that would be hilarious. Wait. To be fair, RWBY and Yang. To be fair to RWBY and Yang, Weiss could have done a landing strategy. There are 2 bridges below Yang. Yeah, she fell through 2 bridges. But the whole point they're trying to make is 1 hit from Neo knocked her out. Well, she kind of hit her head on the floor too. But yeah, her aura broke and she was just out of it. Unfortunately for Yang, that's just how they wrote it. So, will they get emeralds so they can be RWBY? No, but I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, Yang's not dead. She's good as gold. She'll be fine. Now let's talk about where are what do you think they're doing with this? Is she gonna go into some alternate place or some alternate reality or something like that? Who knows? It could literally be anything. So it's kind of pointless to talk about what it is, what we think, because it could literally be anything, right? So discussing what it could be is kind of like pointless. But that's just me. Okay, let's talk about 10 toes down Penny. Oh yeah, that's right. Penny's here. If you forgot, Penny's here. Good old Penny. Nora and Rin honestly would have been better options. I agree. If they wanted us to feel some stakes, they wanted us to believe like, oh no, what's going to happen? Could they be dead? You use those 2 characters. You don't use the most popular character in the show. Alice in Wonderland. I've seen that a lot. Murder. A lot of people have said that. I think Dashi brought that up too, in her stream. But yeah, that's probably, I can see that totally. That's probably what they're doing. Matter of fact, I'm calling it. That's exactly. They're doing a spin on Alice in the Wonderland, and Yang in the Wonderland, or Barb in the Wonderland, something like that. But you're absolutely. That's where I think they're going as well. So Penny's here. Like she's there, right? She's like, why did you come back? Why didn't you just learn your lesson? I'm like, who even talks like that? Why didn't you just learn your lesson? Okay, Penny. The reason why she said that is to set up the next line where Cinder says, oh, Penny, I learned my lesson. And it's just like the second time they had Cinder tell the viewers that she learned something. I'm just like, we get it. We got it, okay? We got it. I know people have been giving you shit about Cinder not learning anything, but we get it. She learned something. We got it. You won't have to beat it over our head. This is the second time in this chapter that they had Cinder say, I learned, guys. Look at me. I learned something. They gave Yang the same birthday as Alice in the Wonderland premiere. She's going to be the girl who fell through the world. You're right on. I'm convinced. I don't know. You're right. That's exactly what they're doing. I'd be shocked if anything else happened besides that. But yeah, they have Cinder tell the audience that she learned something over and over, just to like beat it down into our brains. I'm like, okay, we got it. Sure, she learned. Hey guys, you say Cinder never grows. Well, here you go. Okay, we get it. Got it. Sure. Now, there's some people who are upset that Penny got a new body. Well, they weren't upset that she got a new body. They were upset when it comes to how she got the body. The whole word salad from RWBY. The loophole is what they were upset about. I didn't really care about that so much. I was more annoyed that the purpose of her getting what the hell? The purpose of her getting hacked was to bring about her getting a new body. That was the purpose. Penny gets hacked to get her a new body. There was no ramifications. There was no downside. After all that build up, there were no ramifications. No ramifications. When I saw she was getting hacked this volume, I thought, oh, what are they going to do? Is Penny going to kill someone? Is hacked Penny going to commit some crime? Is she going to hurt someone? Is something bad going to happen to someone because she got hacked? That's what I thought, and it didn't happen. All that buildup of Penny getting hacked was just to lead her to a human body. That's it. If there was no downside, it was all upside. Now, I got some pushback on that on Twitter, like always. Now, some of the pushback I got to Penny not having any ramifications were from some lovely individuals. Some of them said, well, Vex, Penny no longer has a robotic body, so since she doesn't have a robot body, she won't be as durable. I'm like, have you seen this girl's body? She got ripped in half by Penny in Volume 3. She's getting hacked left and right. I mean, you can easily hack her. Her robot body is a liability. She's better off without the damn robot body, honestly, because now she can't be hacked. And we've seen the people in this show, they barely got a scratch on them, you know? They barely got any kind of, I mean, look at RWBY, Weiss. Well, Weiss got stabbed, right? But she's perfectly fine. Well, I mean, they've been so many fights. I mean, you're better off with a human body. The aura, depending on the chapter, depending on the scene, aura is pretty strong. And her body has been ripped apart plenty of times, so I'm not buying the whole, oh, she won't be as durable. She's a maiden, and she has human aura. She's fine. Now, some people said, well, she didn't have her usual gadgets, like her swords. Well, okay, I see that. I can see that. She didn't have her gadget. She didn't have her swords anymore. Okay, cool. I understand that. Some people say, well, she can't fight and fly separate to her magic use. And I'm like, but she does have magic, and she can fly. So, big whoop. So what if she can't fly separate to her magic use? She has magic, and she can fly, so who cares? Some people said, oh, well, she just has less stamina now, because she has to eat and sleep. Yeah, just like everyone else in the show. Everyone else seems to be going about life pretty fine, so I don't really care that she has to sleep and food. Big whoop. Everyone else has to sleep. Everyone else had to eat. Everyone else had to eat, so big whoop. She'll do fine. I don't care about that. Some people said she lacked experience. Okay, with aura. I'm like, sure, okay, I can understand that. Sure, she lacks aura. Okay, she lacks aura control and aura experience. Fine, I can see that. I can see that. I can buy that, right? Some people said currently she's a burden while in dangerous situations. I'm like, excuse me? The maiden is a burden? Well, I guess she may not have control of her maiden power all the way, but we saw her use her maiden power in chapter 3 of this volume. So I have a hard time believing that she'd have much trouble in a fight, but okay, that's possible. And then some people said that she wouldn't be able to get rebuilt. I'm like, why would she want to be rebuilt? Human beings hardly die in this volume, in the show anyway. She's better off as a human. She'll be fine. Like, she's not hampered by the whole Pietro soul crap. She can just go on living. So in my mind, this was a net positive for RWBY. Okay, not for RWBY. This was a net positive for Penny. But I was patient. I waited to see how they would handle Penny in this chapter, and let me tell you, Oh boy, RWBY did not let me down. She's still strong as shit. She punches the shit out of Cinder. She can still fly and maneuver better than ever. I mean, look at these moves. Look at these moves in the air. Oh, and get this. She still has her fracking swords. She made them with the maiden power. She has. She made magic swords. I mean, the show will not. It just won't let you down. They just won't let you down. She made her swords with the power she got less than 48 hours ago. Either Penny is a prodigy, or Amber, the Fall Maiden, was a special kind of trash. Either Penny was a prodigy, or Amber was a special kind of trash. Because Penny's over here manipulating this maiden power like she's been like a pro against Cinder, and Cinder was a maiden. Cinder's a maiden now, but Amber couldn't handle the situation before. It is what it is. It is. That's all I can say. It is. That's all I can say about this. I don't know what to say about it. But I was right. Penny's fine. If anything happens to her, it won't be because she's human. It'll be because Weiss and her friends let her down. Because Blake is standing right there doing nothing. So if anything happens to Penny next chapter, something may happen. It won't be because she's a human. It'll be because Weiss and Blake let her down. Because they should be able to help her out right now. That's all I can say about that. I won't say no to Cinder getting her ass kicked, though. Cinder been a half maiden at least the entire series. Yeah, she has. Well, yeah, she was half maiden, but yeah, she was. But now she's a full maiden who learned something, and now she's going toe to toe with Penny. And Penny just got the maiden power two damn days ago. I'm just not really concerned with Penny's health. Like I said, if something bad happens, it'll be because her teammates let her down, not because she's a human. Yeah. Blake needs to do something. Like someone said in like Daisy's stream, I forgot who it was. Like this might be the moment where Blake, her semblance might evolve. She might get like a new semblance now, because she's like, look, I'm helpless. I can't really help in the sky. I can't really catch Neo, so I need to do something. So maybe she might have like a new semblance that evolves somehow. Maybe she'll be able to do like Naruto, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Like basically what Sun does. Like, I don't know. She's just looking like confused. Like she got to do something. I don't know what she's doing, but she has to do something. I don't know what she's gonna do. But like I said, if Penny dies or something bad happens, it'll be her and Weiss's fault. So let me look at the chat. I love that Blake is just standing there. Probably she's wondering where she can run away now. No, she's done running. That's a funny joke, but she's done running. She's done. Blake getting a new semblance would be a cop out. I mean, Raiden got a semblance out of nowhere, a new semblance ability out of nowhere. So why can't Blake? I guess at this point, the fact that Neo can't hit RWBY is kind of annoying because Neo can beat the piss out of everyone. So why is she not landing any hits on RWBY? RWBY's over here dodging Neo's attacks. I'm like, whatever, man. Like I said, these characters' abilities and power levels change episode to episode, scene to scene. If you would have told me that RWBY could go toe to toe and dodge Neo's attacks, I would have told you that you're smoking. But apparently, she can hang with Neo 1v1. Oh boy. In other news, Harriet wants to blow up Mantle because Clover died. That is a serious sentence there. She wants to blow up Mantle because Clover died. I'm not kidding. She wants to kill the innocent people in Mantle because Clover's dead. Because the man she loves is dead. his name was Clover. Now she wants to kill everyone and blow everyone up because she's upset. You can't make this up. None of the people in Mantle did anything to her. None of them did anything to kill Clover. That was freaking Tyrion and Qrow. But she's just angry at the world, so everyone needs to die. I can understand it if she wanted to kill Qrow, and only Qrow, but blowing up Mantle just make her look crazy. She's a crazy woman. This is like the crazy female trope. She's exactly the trope that women don't like. Like it's just crazy for the sake of being crazy. She's despicable now. She's an awful person because she lost her man. It's the crazy female trope. Clover would do the same. The same in what regard? Blow up Mantle? Because Harriet died? My boy, the man I love is dead. So now everyone has to die. Oh, she said that. She said Clover would do the same, which was weird. Like, what? She said that. I remember she said that, right? I think she said that. She said Clover would do the same. Like, what? Yeah, she's a crazy female trope that everyone hates. She wants to blow up innocent people because her man died. I wonder if freaking Clover even felt the same way about her. Probably not. Probably not. Vine tries to talk her down. Wait, let me see. Oh, here it is right here. Vine tries to talk her down, and then Robin pops up and ruins everything. Oh yeah, she did say that. She said Clover would see this through. Yeah, Harriet, she's off for a rocker now. Vine tries to talk her down and almost works, and then Robin pops up and ruins it again. I get that Robin is just, it's funny to me that she continues to do this. I get that Robin is just she doesn't know what's happening. For all she knows, they're both in agreement to blow up Mantle. She's trying to stop them. I do think it's funny that Robin once again ruins a moment where something good could happen. Robin she has to go. She got to go. She didn't know what's happening in there. She just thought they were heading to Mantle to blow it up, so she felt she had to stop them. But she ruined it. Robin, she just has to go. It's her time has come. Let's just get rid of Robin. What say you guys? Did Robin need to stay in the show, or does she need to go? I say Robin gets killed off. I don't see any death flags for her, but I'd be happy if she just went away. Watts will blow up. So this is how this is gonna go. Qrow will fight Harriet, which was hinted at in the intro. Watts will hijack the plane like he already did in this chapter. It'll take the bomb to Mantle to try to blow it up. Hopefully the bomb takes out Harriet and Qrow, because honestly, I don't mind them being gone. I think Harriet is good as dead. You might well take Qrow with you. Let's get Qrow out of here. He's not interesting. Qrow's not interesting. Qrow's not compelling. Qrow's boring. And Qrow, he's not even going to be the one to kill Ironwood. She said James will take the fall. I'm sure of it. And now it's going to be Winter that kills Ironwood, not even Qrow. So like, what's the point? Like just kill off Harriet and Qrow right now and just be done with it. Ironwood and only. Yeah, I've got all about that meme. Only. Let's see. Ironwood and I told you guys this was going to happen. I told you guys. Go back and watch my video on crazy cartoon villain Ironwood. Go back and watch it. I told you guys by the end of this volume, Ironwood would shoot Winter to cement his place in the bad side of the things. Mr. Bad, Mr. Crazy. I told you guys he would either slap or shoot Winter by the end of this volume. And sure enough, that's what happened. I don't miss because I see these writers for what they are. I've watched these writers for all these years and I know what they're gonna do. He sure did shoot Winter. Let me see some of these super chats. it cheapens the stakes if Yang doesn't at least get hurt. The good guys are basically immortal in that case. I wouldn't count on it. I agree with you. Something needs to happen bad. The result of Yang falling, there needs to be some kind of downside to that, some kind of ramifications. We'll see. I doubt there will be. But yeah, I agree with you. There should be some kind of stakes, some kind of ramification from Yang falling. Next thanks for super chat. Anime is art. It's funny how Cinder doesn't exploit all the innocents as leverage to force Team RWBY to surrender, or she'll probably kill those around her. Yeah, Cinder's just all about chaos right now. She doesn't really care. I'm not even sure what Cinder's plan is. Cinder's plan is to just cause chaos, I guess. Maybe she wants to get the maiden power from Penny. Maybe that's what happened in the next chapter. But right now, it looks like she just wants to cause some chaos and piss off the heroes. But we'll see. We will see. Dim Chap's Lips. Dim Chap Lips. Great name. Are there any competent huntsmen in this show? There should be. The most competent person in the show is probably Watts. Yeah, a lot of people in the show are kind of dumb, so I would say no. But the smartest person in the show is Watts, though, for sure. Thanks for the super chat. Ironwood is over here crying, and now she's gonna fight Winter. That might as well happen. It might as well happen. I mean, why not? I can't believe he did. He ended up shooting. He did end up shooting Winter, just like I said. Oh my God! I can't. You can't make this up. You can't. Where did Winter get that second rapier from? From in the sword. She always has it. Like her sword opens up. Thanks for the super chat. Her sword opens up and then the other one pops out. Go rewatch volume 3. Go rewatch the fight between Winter and Qrow. She always had those two rapiers. It pops out the other sword. Volume 8 Ironwood is literally Ironwood minus volume 1 through 7, and plus mental disorders. I have to agree with you. Thanks for the super chat. I have to agree, unfortunately. What a fall for a character. Okay, let's talk about Vacuo now. Vacuo, the big desert land. How stupid can our heroes be? Now, how stupid can they be? They know that Vacuo is a vast desert. Why would you make it? Why wouldn't you make sure that the portals lead straight to Shade Academy? You know it's dangerous wasteland out there. You know it's a freaking desert. Why wouldn't you make sure that the portals lead directly toward Shade or directly inside of Shade? It seems like a crazy thing to freaking forget about. Like, we went on one-way ticket to Vacuo. Where? I don't care. Anywhere in Vacuo. Wait, what? It's a desert. How could you not make sure that it's in somewhere safe? It seemed like a crazy thing to do. Like, I don't see how they messed that up. That's crazy. I don't buy that they would make that mistake. It isn't. I know the characters are sometimes. I know they might be slightly stupid, but even this seems kind of crazy. Like, you don't decide where in Vacuo. Would you say Vacuo? That seems kind of silly. Maybe that's just me. I do like the fact that they messed up the wish. I like that bit of writing. I like that they said, "Oh, we want a one-way ticket to Vacuo," and it didn't think about the fact that they couldn't return. I like that. That's good. Because I can see how somebody could make that mistake within this show. We want a one-way ticket to Vacuo and not realize that they can't go back through the tunnel. I like that. That's good. The whole not realizing that you should probably put a more distinct location for the portal sounds kind of stupid. But I like the whole part about we want a one-way ticket to Vacuo and forgetting that it literally means one way. You can't go back through the portal. And Oscar found out the hard way by going smack dab into the damn portal wall here. Pretty funny. I don't think they could make the portals go to a distinct location or a specific location. I think they need these specific coordinates to tell embryos. But take that as a grain of salt. Yeah, that's interesting because if you can say, I want the portal to lead straight to Vacuo, then why can't you say, I want the portal to go straight to Shade Academy? What's the difference? They're both two locations. One's just bigger than the other one. If you can say, send me to Vacuo, then you can say, send me to Shade Academy. Both should work. They're both two locations. Just one's bigger than the other one. So I don't think you need an exact location. I think you just needed to say where you want to go. You know? But who knows? Maybe the panel or the commentary will explain something we don't know. Something they didn't explain. Something that they did not explain in the show, we'll find out in the panel or the commentary. But I think they should have been able to say Shade Academy. My God, this is shit. True, but get creative. Yeah, that's what you said. Just get creative. To Penny. But she should have said, please put us in Shade Academy, please, or somewhere safe. What happens if someone's using the staff while some people are in the portals? They would probably cease to exist. Either that or they get spit out the back. It depends on how embryos. It depends on how evil Embryosis is. However the hell you say his name. It depends on how evil the blue guy is. I mean, he didn't have to make it the area so easy to fall off. He could have put guardrails in. But he chose not to because he's a dick. He's a big fat clown for not having any guardrails or even making it look like that. He didn't have to make it look like that. He could have made it flat land like a freaking vault. But he made it so that people could fall off because he's a dick. Renner's was right. They are way over their heads. How many people are going to die before these stupid teenagers are always coming up with dumb plans? Well, they're the protagonists, so no one's going to tell them no. No one's going to tell them that they shouldn't be running the show. Ren was right, but who else is going to step up? That's the world they created. There's no professional huntsman worth a damn. I mean, who are going to call on? Robin? Qrow? I mean, come on. There's no professional huntsman in like a real world that's set up properly, like My Hero Academia. There's be levels to this. There'll be levels to the heroes. All right, here are the big guns. Here are the people who are under them, and then here are our protagonists, the kids. But in this show, the kids are calling the shots. So who are you gonna call? Really? There's no professional huntsman worth a damn that you can call on in this show. Exactly. I'm glad I'm not the only person that noticed that. Thanks for super chat. EPIX. How do you pronounce that? Apex? Epex? Something like that. Either way, thanks for super chat. They said we want a place like the vaults. They made a place that didn't look like the vaults at all. Like what? I sincerely hope that Weiss and the crew didn't give him a plan that looked like that. They didn't give them a blueprint that looked like that dangerous. Oh, no guardrails, you can fall off. I sincerely hope they didn't do that on purpose, because if they did, then our heroes are even dumber than I believe. We want a place that look like the vault, and it doesn't look like the vault at all. Looks nothing like the vault. Who are you gonna call both? But exactly, you might as well. Embryos is definitely hot. Well, that's what they're going for here. I mean, that's these. They couldn't make the damn genies ugly, can it? I mean, look at freaking Jin. Come on. Okay, so due to all that negativity, the Grimm they have a smorgasbord. They have a buffet of people to eat here. And I don't mind it at all. Again, I think it's dumb that they didn't put them into the safe location. But if you're going to do this, I'm happy that there's actually Grimm attacking. I mean, this is a complete disaster. This whole plan is a complete disaster. They didn't account for Cinder. They didn't account for Cinder at all. They didn't account for the location of where they're going to put people. These people in the middle of the desert, which is super dangerous and dumb. It shouldn't have gone to Vacuo in the first place, because this is logically the next place Salem's going to be. So why would you send them to the place where Salem's going to show up next? Should have taken them to Argus or something, or Mistral, a place where Salem's not going to go. It makes no sense. Not a thing. Salem wants the relics, so why would you put them in a place where there's another relic? Send them to Mistral. It's a big ass area. Mistral is huge, a big body of land. Why are you taking them to Vacuo, where Salem's gonna go next? I can't. I just don't know what to say, guys. I just don't understand this plan. It's just seems like it doesn't make much sense to me, but maybe that's just me. So what's gonna happen here, guys? Ultimately, next chapter, Ironwood, he's good as dead. The best character in the show in Volume 7, he's done. He's dead. Honestly, good riddance, because he's bad now. So he's dead. He's a bad character. So he's gone. Ironwood is dead. Harriet, she might as well be. She's good as dead as well. She's gone. Ironwood dead. Harriet is dead. You might as well kill off Neo at this point. I mean, who are we kidding? Neo has nothing going for her. Her whole purpose of this volume, this show, since her return, the whole purpose was to get revenge for Roman. She still couldn't kill RWBY. She still couldn't land a single blow. It's over for Neo. Kill her off. It's over. It's over. She's not a character. She's a plot device. She's a nothing burger. Let it go. Get rid of her. It's over. She has nothing going for her at this point. It's a wrap. If they don't kill off Neo at this point, it's completely transparent that she's just there for fan service, because the character is done. It's over for Neo. It's over. It's over, guys, for Neo. Next super chat. You just know that You just know that no one at the panels is going to bring up the subject of resource allocations to Qrow when discussing Vacuo. Probably not. You can. The next panel will probably be virtual, but then again, they screen those panels, so you're not going to be able to get anything in. You're not going to be able to get any criticism in or any like real questions. So you're probably right. Thanks for the super chat, Mike. Let me get some water. I need to drink some water. Where is Pietro? JCLF Janet. That's a good damn question. He's probably just floating on Amity. They set up that rivalry in Volume 7 with Watts hacking his daughter. He could just help counter Watts. Yeah. He disappeared for whatever reason. I wonder if Penny's concerned about Pietro at all. Is she sure that Pietro is traveling from Amity to Vacuo? Or is the plan for them to just float on, keep floating up forever? They can't do that. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. They wrote Maria, and as far as I know, Pietro thinks that Penny is dead. Am I off? Someone confirm that for me. Does Pietro know that Penny didn't die? Because the last thing I remember was Penny was falling. And he was like, Penny, no, Penny. So does he know that Penny is fine and perfectly okay? I don't know. They wrote him out of the show, so I'm not sure how Pietro is doing right now or what his thoughts are. Does he know that Penny is fine? I don't know. They're going to Vacuo to get a 100% completion map. They should have sent the people somewhere else and then used the relic to go to Vacuo. But they sent everyone where Salem's going to go next. Salem's going to be there soon. Don't you worry. Let me look at the chat real quick. Does he know that Penny's okay? Call me Pietro. RWBY should have been flamed like Ren flamed Yang. By who though? Flamed by who? Oh shit, he doesn't. Pietro has no idea. Probably worried sick over Penny. Clowns in the chat again. Please stop. Who's clowning in the chat? The mods should be in the chat. So, but I don't know who's being a clown in the chat. But mods should be here, right? There should be mods in the chat. So, Pietro might as well be a wall. Pietro is going to Glenda's time a box probably. Salem will come back. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, Pietro. Apparently he doesn't know. But I guess so. We'll see. So Neo should probably die, and I hope that Qrow dies because let's be honest, guys, it's over for him too. It's a wrap. What more is there for Qrow? I mean, he's freaking wanted to kill Ironwood because Clover, the man he's known for like a month, died. And I'm just not into it. So get rid of Qrow while you're at it. Please. It's over for Qrow. Kind of off topic, but because of RWBY's anonymity message, won't other kingdoms show up at Atlas to help? That would be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious. It wouldn't make sense in the real world because let's be honest, if some girl popped up on your screen and said, "Guys, there's a crazy woman here and Ironwood can't be trusted," you'd probably think she was trolling, or she was like a troll, or she was joking, or it was like a prank. So it'd be interesting to see like if everyone does show up, because if a girl popped up on my screen and said, "Oh, panic guys, we need your help," I wouldn't rush to send all my troops. I'd like send like one person to figure out if this is true. Like I wouldn't send like the whole damn army of a whole bunch of resources just because some random girl popped up on my screen, you know? So it just depends. But it would be funny if while they all go to Vacuo, everyone is traveling from Vacuo to freaking Atlas. That'd be hilarious. Super chat. Thank you so much. Kana. I'm terrible at names. They should have said, let me see if I can read it from over here. One second. Pop up here. They should have said add guardrails when he said don't fall or gravity suspension system. Also, Blake stopped to look mid-fight was dumb. Also, Cinder gave herself away blasting randos when she could have snuck up and murdered her. Yeah, exactly. She gave herself away. And so did Neo. Neo had the damn relic on her waist like a fool. They all could have killed RWBY if they wanted to. That's just for the sake of the scene, for the sake of the show, they didn't. But yeah, I agree. The antagonist here could have killed RWBY and the rest of them if they wanted to. They destroyed Qrow for no reason. Well, they didn't think they were destroying Qrow. They didn't think they were destroying Qrow. They thought they were doing something good. But yeah, Qrow's not cool. He's not interesting. They should get rid of him at this point. So that is pretty much all I had to say, guys. I wonder if I missed anything. Ironwood dead, Harriet dead, Neo needs to die, Qrow needs to die, Robin needs to go. Let's see. Yang will be fine. They'll either jump down there or they'll get Raven, they make a portal to Yang. Salem, my god, she's still somewhere. I have to do that Salem video at the end of this volume. Boy, I have a lot to say about Salem, boy. She was I don't know what they were thinking when it comes to Salem, but yeah, that video needs to be done. What else? Maria's off screen somewhere. I guess that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Thank you guys for joining the chat and joining my stream. It was that wasn't supposed to happen. Let's try that. Let's close this. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this was out of 10, I give this chapter a 5. maybe something like that. What's your final verdict on this chapter? From 1 to 10. What would you rate this final chapter? Well, not the final chapter, but chapter we just talked about. The penultimate chapter. What would you rate from 1 to 10? I'd be pretty funny if Salem reforms herself just at the bomb hits the ground. That'd be hilarious. That would be funny. They should totally do that. 0. That's great. 3, 9. 3 out of 10. 3, 2. 3 out of 10. 6. Sounds fair. 5, 3, 4, 6, 6. 4 out of 10. 3, 4, 4. 5.5. 4. 0. What is Salem out of 10? 4, 3, 9. Not defined minus the Ironwood. That's good to hear. You got some difference of opinion here. 6, 6, 4, 4.5. Thank you so much, Iron Wolf. -10. Jeez. 5, 7, 6. Yeah, so it's a range of top. I'm seeing a lot of 3s, a lot of 4s, a lot of 5s. So in that range. That's not far from me. So I get it. All right, guys. Thanks you so much for joining the stream. I may take this stream and edit it down depending on the topic and make another video where I splice in some audio into it as well. Like I might take the stream and break it down, maybe. I probably need to do some freaking timestamps for this video. I will do that whenever I can. If someone else wants to do it, I'm not asking anyone to do it. There's no force. But if you did do it, I would pin it at the top of the comment section if you did. But eventually I'll get to it and I'll do some timestamps if no one else does it. Again, I'm not asking anyone to do it, but if you do it, I'll pin it at the top. So, but yeah, whenever I get a chance to do it, I'll do that. But thank you guys so much. Thanks to the mods, especially the new mods like Ali and Dashi. Thank you so much for joining and helping with the stream. Thanks for Arnold, everyone else that joined. I will talk to you guys later.